Morning, children. Today we shall be discussing Dalton's atomic theory. Children, we know that Dalton's atomic theory is quite very much similar to the atomic theory which was proposed by ancient scientists of India, Kannad, right? And you will also find a few very similarities between Dalton's atomic theory and Kannad's atomic theory. His atomic theory was known by the name of Parmanu and Anu. So what did it say? According to Dalton, every metal is made up of indivisible small particles which he called as atoms, whereas A means not and toms means divisible. That means they cannot be divided further. And then he also said that atoms of any given element are same in all respects, like atomic mass, like the properties, chemical and physical properties. And whereas the compounds are made up of the elements when combined in fixed ratio by mass. Also, he said that the chemical reactions do not involve any making and destroying of substance. In fact, they involve only the rearrangement of atoms of the elements. Now, uh, after it, we should know about the atomic mass and molecular mass. Atomic mass is actually the mass of any atom as compared to the mass of carbon 12. When I was of your age, a question came to my mind, then why should it be compared with the atomic mass of carbon? You see, children, carbon is the first element which was identified by human civilization as a very vital element and to be an individual part of existence of any life. So carbon is most extensively studied element, and it was carbon whose maximum properties were studied. So carbon's atomic mass was determined at the time, and then uh, all the other atomic masses were expressed as compared to it. Like today, we do the measurements of length when compared to the meter. Fine, in the same way. So, how shall we define the atomic mass? Atomic mass may be defined as mass exactly equal to 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12 atom. See here, this one. कार्बन 12 के एक एटम का जितना मास है उसका उसको 1/12 कर दीजिए और सिंपल टू से उसको 12 से डिवाइड कर दीजिए. यू विल गेट यूनिट 1. सो इस 1 यूनिट को अब आप कंपेयर कर सकते हैं कि हाउ मेनी टाइम्स ऑफ 1 इज द मास ऑफ एनी गिवन एलिमेंट, एंड इट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड एज 1 AMU, atomic mass unit. So this 1 AMU, atomic mass unit, if someone wants to know how much of it is in terms of grams, so it is 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So what shall be the weight of one atom of carbon? 12. Carbon 12, when I say, it means the carbon with isotope 12. Isotopic 12 जो है उसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, उसके एक एटम का मास कितना होगा? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. जरा सोचो, 1.6 से आपको 25 प्लेस लेफ्ट तक लेकर के जाना पड़ेगा, ये डेसिमल, तब कहीं जाकर के आपको एक्चुअली पता चलेगा कि कितना आ रहा है. Fine. So the mass of hydrogen atom is this one, and if you see carefully, there is a little difference between the mass of one atomic mass unit and mass of hydrogen atom. Fine. So we shall look to it later on. So when you divide these two, that means 1 AMU in grams and mass of hydrogen atom in grams, what we get is 1.0078, and that is why we always say that hydrogen's atomic mass is 1. It is not in grams. Hydrogen के atom का mass 1 gram नहीं है, 1 atomic mass unit है. ग्राम्स में तो आपको उसे कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? तो कन्वर्ट कैसे करेंगे? यूजिंग दिस रिलेशनशिप, 1 AMU equals to this much, and therefore 1 AMU of hydrogen when converted into grams will be this much. बात समझ में आ गई बेटा? तो AMU में जो मास होता है उसको हमें अगर ग्राम्स में आइडेंटिफाई करना है तो हमें उसे कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा ग्राम्स में. Fine. So it is also represented by small u, which is also known as unified mass. Now the average atomic mass. Average atomic mass is required because generally all the elements are known to exist in isotopic forms, and different isotopes have different atomic masses. So which mass number to be reported? That's a great ambiguity. So the solution to this ambiguity is represented as that we should take the average, and average should be find out in such a manner that its relative abundance in nature should be taken into account. So how to find the average atomic mass? The atomic mass of the isotope multiplied by its percentage abundance divided by 100. So 12 into 0.98 plus 13.00335 into 0.01. कैसे 0.01 आया? ये जो परसेंटेज एबंडेंस है इसको 100 से डिवाइड करो, तब आपको पता चलेगा कि कितना है. ठीक है. एंड इन तीनों को आप सम कर दीजिए. सम करने के बाद जो आंसर आएगा दैट गिव्स योर एवरेज एटॉमिक मास. So this is all about the average atomic mass. And why should we know calculate the average atomic mass? Because an element is found to exist in more than one isotopic form, and this is always a question of ambiguity that which atomic mass to be represented. So we make use of average atomic mass. But yes, average atomic mass is not used for calculations in nuclear physics and nuclear chemistry. Then molecular mass. Molecular mass is simply determined by multiplying the number of element present in the molecule by its atomic mass and adding all such entities in the same way. So if we want to find out the molecular mass of CH4, it should be 12 into 1. That means one carbon is there, so its atomic mass should be multiplied only once. Then 4 into atomic mass of hydrogen, that is 4 into 1.008. And here you come with 16.043 unified mass of CH4. And in the same way, we can find out the molecular mass of any species like you people have been doing since your class 9. Then formula mass is used for ionic compounds. See, molecular mass is used for those substances which can exist in discrete molecular form. Discrete means separate molecular forms. You can separate their molecules. Fine. And such compounds are generally covalent in nature. And in case of ionic compound, we do not have the discrete molecules of compound. We have an arrangement of cations and anions in 3 dimensions. See this one. The red one represents your sodium, and the blue one represents your chlorides. So this is a regular arrangement. So by knowing the number of cations and anions in one given unit volume, we can find out the relative ratio of cations and anions, and by knowing the relative ratio of cations and anions, we can find out its formula mass. So in one given unit of sodium chloride crystal, we have equal number of sodium and chloride ions. So we can say the formula can be represented safely as NaCl with 1:1 ratio of both, and the formula mass of NaCl would be mass of sodium, 1 sodium plus mass of 1 chloride, giving you 58.5 unified mass. So rest we will study in our next class, children. Thank you.